Welcome to our deep dive into bioremediation techniques. In this video, we'll explore how nature and science come together to clean up our environment. Bioremediation is a process that uses living organisms like microbes and plants to break down or remove pollutants from soil, water, and air. It's an eco-friendly solution that harnesses the power of biology to restore contaminated sites. Over the next several scenes, we'll look at different methods, real-world examples, and the science behind these fascinating techniques. Let's begin our journey by understanding what makes bioremediation so important for a sustainable future. Bioremediation is a natural process where living organisms are used to clean up contaminated environments. This can include bacteria, fungi, or even certain plants that have the ability to break down harmful substances into less toxic or harmless forms. The process can be applied to soil, groundwater, surface water, and even the air. By using bioremediation, we can address pollution in a way that is less disruptive and more sustainable compared to traditional chemical or physical methods. Now, let's look at the main types of bioremediation techniques. Bioremediation techniques are generally divided into two categories: in situ and ex situ. In situ methods treat the contamination right where it is, without removing soil or water from the site. This approach is often less expensive and less disruptive. Ex situ techniques, on the other hand, involve removing the contaminated material and treating it elsewhere. Each method has its own advantages and is chosen based on the type and extent of contamination. Let's explore in situ techniques first. Situ bioremediation refers to treating pollution directly at the site. This method is often preferred for large or difficult-to-access areas. It minimizes the need for excavation and transportation, reducing costs and environmental impact. In situ techniques can be applied to both soil and groundwater, making them versatile for different contamination scenarios. Next, we'll discuss some common in situ bioremediation methods and how they work in practice. Bioventing is an in situ technique that supplies air or oxygen to contaminated soil. This encourages the growth of natural microorganisms that break down pollutants, especially petroleum hydrocarbons. By controlling the airflow, bioventing optimizes conditions for these microbes to thrive and degrade contaminants efficiently. It's commonly used for sites with underground fuel spills or leaks. Let's see how bioventing compares to other in situ methods. Biosparging is another in situ method, similar to bioventing, but it focuses on groundwater. Air is injected below the water table, increasing oxygen levels and stimulating microorganisms to degrade pollutants. This technique is effective for treating dissolved phase contaminants and is often used alongside other remediation strategies. Biosparging can be tailored to different site conditions, making it a flexible option for groundwater cleanup. Bioaugmentation involves adding specific strains of microorganisms to contaminated sites to speed up the breakdown of pollutants. These microbes are selected for their ability to degrade particular contaminants more efficiently than native populations. Bioaugmentation is especially useful when the natural microbial community is insufficient for effective remediation. It's often combined with other techniques to achieve better results. Biostimulation is a process where nutrients or other substances are added to contaminated environments to stimulate the growth of existing microorganisms. By providing what these microbes need, such as nitrogen or phosphorus, their ability to break down pollutants is enhanced. This method is often used when the native microbial population is present but not active enough due to nutrient limitations. Phytoremediation uses plants to clean up contaminated soil, water, or air. Certain plants can absorb, degrade, or stabilize pollutants through their roots and leaves. This technique is visually appealing and can improve the landscape while addressing contamination. Phytoremediation is especially effective for heavy metals, pesticides, and organic pollutants. It's a cost-effective and sustainable approach for many sites. Natural attenuation relies on natural processes to reduce, dilute, or transform contaminants over time. This includes biological, chemical, and physical mechanisms that occur without human intervention. While it's a passive approach, it requires careful monitoring to ensure contaminants are being effectively managed. Natural attenuation is often used when contamination levels are low or when other methods are not feasible. Now let's shift our focus to ex situ bioremediation. This approach involves removing contaminated soil or water from the site and treating it elsewhere, often in controlled environments. Ex situ methods allow for more precise management of conditions, such as temperature, moisture, and nutrient levels, which can speed up the remediation process. However, they can be more costly and disruptive compared to in situ techniques. End farming is an ex situ technique where contaminated soil is excavated and spread out in thin layers. The soil is periodically tilled to aerate it and promote microbial activity. Nutrients and moisture may be added to enhance the breakdown of pollutants. Land farming is commonly used for petroleum-contaminated soils and is relatively simple to implement on a large scale. Composting isn't just for gardens, it's also a powerful ex situ bioremediation tool. By mixing contaminated soil with organic materials like manure or plant waste, composting creates a nutrient-rich environment that supports microbial growth. The heat generated during composting can help break down organic pollutants, making this method effective for treating pesticides, explosives, and petroleum products. Biopiles are engineered piles of contaminated soil that are aerated and sometimes heated to enhance microbial activity. Air and nutrients are supplied through pipes or by turning the piles, creating optimal conditions for microbes to degrade pollutants. Biopiles are often used for treating soils contaminated with petroleum hydrocarbons and can be managed to control emissions and leachate. Bioreactors are controlled vessels where contaminated water or soil is treated with microorganisms. Conditions such as temperature, pH, and nutrient levels are carefully managed to maximize the breakdown of pollutants. Bioreactors can be designed for batch or continuous operation and are highly effective for treating a wide range of contaminants, including industrial waste and wastewater. Slurry phase bioremediation involves mixing contaminated soil or sediment with water and nutrients in a large tank or lagoon. This creates a slurry that allows for thorough mixing and contact between microbes and pollutants. The process is closely monitored and can achieve rapid cleanup, especially for soils with high concentrations of contaminants. Ex situ phytoremediation involves removing contaminated soil or water and treating it with plants in a controlled setting, such as greenhouses or constructed wetlands. This allows for better management of plant growth and pollutant uptake. Ex situ phytoremediation is particularly useful for treating heavy metals and organic pollutants in soils that are difficult to remediate on site. Oil spills are a major environmental concern, and bioremediation offers effective solutions. Both in situ and ex situ techniques can be used to break down oil in soil and water. Specialized microbes are often introduced or stimulated to degrade hydrocarbons, reducing the impact of spills on ecosystems. Bioremediation is a key tool in responding to oil-related disasters. Heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium are persistent pollutants that can be challenging to remove. Bioremediation techniques, especially phytoremediation and certain microbial processes, can immobilize or extract these metals from soil and water. Plants known as hypercumulators are particularly effective at absorbing heavy metals, making them valuable tools for site cleanup. Pesticides can persist in the environment and pose risks to human health and wildlife. Bioremediation techniques use microbes and plants to break down or remove these chemicals from soil and water. Composting, land farming, and phytoremediation are commonly used methods for pesticide degradation, offering safer alternatives to chemical treatments. Sites contaminated with explosives such as TNT or RDX require specialized remediation. Certain bacteria and fungi can degrade these compounds, reducing their toxicity and environmental impact. Composting and bioreactor methods are often used to treat soils with explosive residues, making bioremediation a safe and effective solution for military and industrial sites. Fluorinated solvents, used in industrial cleaning and degreasing, are common groundwater contaminants. Certain bacteria can break down these chemicals through a process called reductive dechlorination. Bioremediation strategies often involve injecting nutrients or electron donors to stimulate these bacteria, helping to clean up contaminated aquifers. Microbial consortia are communities of different microorganisms that work together to degrade complex pollutants. By combining the strengths of various species, consortia can tackle contaminants that single microbes cannot. This approach is increasingly used in both in situ and ex situ bioremediation projects, enhancing the efficiency and range of pollutants that can be treated. Fungi, especially white rot fungi, play a unique role in bioremediation. They produce enzymes capable of breaking down tough organic pollutants like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, and dyes. Fungal bioremediation is used in both soil and water treatment, offering solutions for contaminants that are resistant to bacterial degradation. Advances in biotechnology have led to the development of genetically engineered microbes designed for specific bioremediation tasks. These microbes can be tailored to degrade particular pollutants more efficiently or survive in harsh environments. While promising, the use of engineered organisms requires careful regulation and monitoring to ensure safety and effectiveness. Effective bioremediation requires ongoing monitoring to track progress and ensure safety. This involves sampling soil, water, or air to measure contaminant levels and microbial activity. Advanced sensors and analytical techniques help scientists assess the success of remediation efforts and make adjustments as needed. Monitoring is essential for meeting regulatory standards and protecting public health. Bioremediation offers several advantages over traditional cleanup methods. It's generally more cost-effective, less disruptive to the environment, and can be applied to a wide range of contaminants. The use of natural processes also reduces the need for harsh chemicals and energy-intensive treatments. These benefits make bioremediation an attractive option for many remediation projects. Despite its many benefits, bioremediation has limitations. It may not be suitable for all contaminants, especially those that are highly toxic or resistant to biological breakdown. The process can also be slow, and environmental conditions must be carefully managed for success. Understanding these limitations helps in selecting the right remediation strategy for each site. Before starting bioremediation, a thorough site assessment is essential. This includes identifying the types and concentrations of contaminants, as well as the physical and chemical properties of the site. Site assessment helps determine the most appropriate bioremediation technique and ensures that the chosen method will be effective and safe. Pilot testing involves applying a bioremediation technique on a small scale before full implementation. This step allows for evaluation of effectiveness, identification of potential challenges, and optimization of conditions. Pilot tests provide valuable data that inform the design and management of larger remediation projects. Once pilot testing is successful, bioremediation can be implemented on a full scale. This involves scaling up the chosen technique, managing logistics, and ensuring ongoing monitoring. Full-scale projects require coordination among scientists, engineers, and site managers to achieve cleanup goals efficiently and safely. Let's look at a real-world example: the cleanup of an oil spill using bioremediation. After a spill, specialized microbes were introduced to the affected shoreline. Nutrients were added to stimulate their growth, and regular monitoring ensured the process was working. Over time, the oil was broken down and the ecosystem began to recover, demonstrating the effectiveness of bioremediation in action. In another case, a former industrial site contaminated with lead and cadmium was treated using phytoremediation. Hyperaccumulator plants were planted across the site, and over several seasons they absorbed significant amounts of heavy metals from the soil. The plants were then safely harvested and disposed of, leaving the site cleaner and safer for future use. Site with groundwater contaminated by chlorinated solvents was remediated using biosparging. Air and nutrients were injected below the water table, stimulating native bacteria to break down the solvents. Regular sampling showed a steady decrease in contaminant levels, and the groundwater was eventually restored to safe standards. Community involvement is crucial for successful bioremediation projects. Local residents, organizations, and stakeholders can provide valuable input, support monitoring efforts, and help ensure that remediation meets community needs. Engaging the community also builds trust and fosters a sense of shared responsibility for environmental health. Our remediation projects must comply with environmental regulations and standards. This includes obtaining permits, meeting cleanup goals, and ensuring that remediation activities do not create new risks. Regulatory agencies often require detailed plans, monitoring data, and regular reporting to ensure that projects are conducted safely and effectively. Cost of bioremediation varies depending on the site, contaminants, and chosen techniques. In general, bioremediation is more affordable than many traditional methods, especially for large or remote sites. Factors such as site assessment, monitoring, and ongoing management all contribute to the overall cost, but the long-term benefits often outweigh the initial investment. Bioremediation is a rapidly evolving field with new techniques and technologies emerging all the time. Advances in genomics, synthetic biology, and environmental monitoring are expanding the range of contaminants that can be treated. The future of bioremediation looks promising, with the potential for even more sustainable and effective cleanup solutions. Urban environments present unique challenges for bioremediation, including limited space and complex contamination sources. Techniques like phytoremediation and bioreactors are being adapted for use in cities, helping to clean up brownfields, industrial sites, and polluted waterways. Urban bioremediation contributes to healthier communities and greener cities. Agricultural lands can be contaminated by pesticides, fertilizers, and animal waste. Bioremediation techniques such as composting and phytoremediation are used to restore soil health and prevent pollutants from entering waterways. These methods support sustainable farming and protect food safety for future generations. Marine environments face pollution from oil spills, plastics, and industrial waste. Bioremediation techniques are being developed to address these challenges, including the use of oil-degrading bacteria and phytoremediation with aquatic plants. Marine bioremediation helps protect ocean ecosystems and supports the recovery of affected areas. Bioremediation can play a role in addressing climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions from contaminated sites. Techniques like phytoremediation can also sequester carbon in plants and soils. Integrating bioremediation with climate strategies offers a holistic approach to environmental protection. Education and training are vital for advancing bioremediation. Scientists, engineers, and technicians need specialized knowledge to design and manage remediation projects. Universities, research institutions, and industry organizations offer programs and workshops to build expertise and promote best practices in the field. Raising public awareness about bioremediation helps build support for environmental cleanup efforts. Outreach programs, educational campaigns, and media coverage can inform communities about the benefits and safety of bioremediation. An informed public is more likely to support sustainable solutions and participate in local projects. Our remediation techniques offer powerful tools for cleaning up contaminated environments and supporting a healthier planet. As technology advances and our understanding grows, these methods will become even more effective and accessible. By working together, scientists, communities, and policymakers, we can harness the power of bioremediation to create a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable future for all.